What up, YouTube?
What up?
I'm Anwar,
I'm Keith.
and welcome to the War Room. Ooh.
Yep.
What's up, man?
That much,
What
man.
up?
You
Appreciate
been
you
alright?
coming through.
Of course.
Let's fuck
of course,
that
of
all up,
course.
yo.
I know. Yeah. Party foul.
How you doing, man? I was working.
It was all good, man. You know,
Another day.
another day, another
I hear
dollar.
I hear you, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. So,
Funny shit.
what's up?
Funny shit.
Okay.
Big Gretch
Oh, yeah.
in the fucking house.
Man, you said it. You said it, too. You told them last week, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know,
Yep.
with all this pandemic protest stuff we got going on at the Capitol, it's been on like the third or fourth protest. You know, Gretchen Whitmer took a stand as, you know, in her position of that and how she's going about handling that whole thing. And she's been able to develop the moniker known as Big Gretch.
Yes, sir.
Because she's been on some real gangster shit
Of course.
handling that business.
Mhm.
And, you know, one individual was smart enough to capitalize
Yep.
on the wave, man.
G-Mac Cash.
There we go. And
He makes a lot of funny songs.
no shit.
Yeah, he does
Okay.
a lot of shit. I gotta send you his shit. Oh my god, that
Okay.
shit is hilarious.
No shit. So he's been
So,
doing this for a minute.
Yeah,
huh? Wow.
yeah. They were talking. Actually, he did a coronavirus song, and it was Joe Rogan's favorite one. So he was talking about it on his podcast.
Was it on World Star?
I don't know.
I seen somebody do something about on World Star about Corona. And he sounded like because you know the Detroit rappers they all got a particular flow.
He might have.
It might have been him.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But what's his name again, yo?
G-Mac Cash.
G Mac Cash, man.
Yep.
Shout out to you, man. And you know,
That shit was hilarious.
yeah, man. It's a whole video.
Hey, on behalf of
Primo
Detroit,
Beats on the track.
hey, we want to present these buffs to our governor,
Hey,
Big Gretch.
throw the buffs on her face, cause that's Big Gretch. We ain't even about to stress, we got Big Gretch. You can find her in the press, under Big Gretch.
For real.
Fresh in a new dress, yeah, that's Big Gretch. Throw the
Gretch.
buffs on her face, cause that's Big Gretch.
Yeah, man. She putting her foot down and she not playing with y'all. So you know, we're gonna see how this plays out because
Yep.
we keep hearing that our stay-at-home order. It's two different ordinances right now. So one of them is for the 15th and the other one's for the 28th.
Just
But
gotta see.
it's all contingent on how this stuff plays out.
Yep.
You know, I haven't really heard too much about the numbers and if we're still on the increase or if we've hit a level of stability. We're gonna see how that plays out.
Yep.
But yeah, like we said, nothing's going on in sports.
No.
Only thing we can watch is the 10-part documentary, The Last Dance.
Yep.
And now we up to episode 5 and 6.
Mhm.
I didn't see 6. I saw 5. My man will pretty much give me a lot of the play-by-play. As
I
far
give
as
you
what
the
happened.
most important. One
Yeah.
of the things that we could talk about.
Right. Okay. So yeah, to initially the episode 5, that was a really good one. Dream Team and
Yep.
you know, looking at how that whole thing became
Mhm.
the arguably not arguably the greatest well, there's
Greatest
no
basketball team ever since.
ever assembled because the United States was getting their ass whooped and you know I remember being a kid like whoa like what the like the Dream Team and it was just like that was its own phenomenon in itself and they had the character shirts with the big heads and
I wonder
you
how
know,
much them would go for.
I mean man dog if you had one of those you can and if it was like brand
Legit?
new
Yeah.
oh man you could easily get $200-$300 for that because that's strictly living nostalgia right there right but yeah man it's a good series like we've said before and you know you're seeing more of the intimacy of that and how yet and still Isaiah Thomas
Yep.
still seems to boil over into you know even though we're not playing basketball against each other it still becomes the politics and how that whole Dream Team came about,
Well,
man.
another thing, remember what I sent you today?
Right.
It almost doesn't damage the way people look at Isaiah. It kind of helps. It's like, because if you think about it like this, Isaiah went, I want to say 3-1, 3-1 against Jordan in the playoffs.
Yes.
Okay, now people are like, yeah, well, didn't nobody like him? Didn't nobody like him? I hear all that, but let me give you a different perspective. Okay, if Isaiah walked in that dream team, right, and he saw Magic, he saw Larry, and he saw Michael, what could he be able to say to all three of them? I whooped all y'all asses. I fucked you up. I fucked you up, and I definitely fucked you up.
Yeah.
Ha! And I got 2 rings on you. That I feel like that's really what it was. I mean, and then he got that smile, but he's a dick. That's pretty much.
That's a phenomenal theory, dog, and it probably ties right into it because it's the truth. It's just what it is. Mm-hmm. They could spin it and say it was a confrontation because that's what they said. He didn't get along with any of those guys.
He whooped y'all asses so bad that you hated him in real life. In basketball. Wow.
Still mad about it because when you see him on camera, he's like, I still hate him. I don't care what he said.
And man, Isaiah, like, when I see him, I don't really get that energy from him.
He's like, right.
So it's like, do you really?
So
do
it's
you feel bad?
It's awesome because he's turned into this like the anti-hero, the villain, and we're gonna ride with it all the way to the end.
And also another fun fact: Jordan never beat Larry Bird in the playoffs at all.
I didn't think about that.
3-0.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
But he's still basketball guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, Isaiah would have walked in there, that big ass smile. Everybody thought, I just won this, I just won that. Y'all know I whooped all y'all asses, right?
And they was talking a lot of cash shit. I mean, you was watching that practice that they had where it got intense between Jordan and Magic. And shout out to Magic, Everybody's got to know this. He's from Lansing. It was interesting to see that, he's a bit of an antagonist to Jordan as well, but they still were real tight. And it's just, he's like, man, we playing cards and he can't just beat me by a couple hands. He got to bury me in the ground, and it just,
that's the type of person he is.
You see their rivalry and how intense it was. It was a lot in that episode, man. It was a good one. The cool coach stuff and how, he was collateral damage because of how Jerry Krause, put him on a pedestal saying he's the future of the Bulls and motherfuckers ain't getting paid. So
how about the future?
You really just see a lot of different moves that Krause made throughout that whole duration. That he couldn't get out of his own way, and you disrespected your kids in what Jordan called them, because of your ego. Talking about, it's not about the players, it's about the organization. It's we're the greatest organization.
I get it, organization helps, but y'all ain't out there.
You ain't out there.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Supposed to be in the background.
Because you made some phenomenal moves. I mean, you made the move to get Pippen. You got rid of
your thing.
You got, you picked up Kukoc. You picked up Rodman. Yep. Against your better judgment, you still took the risk because you knew the reward was immense and it paid off. So yeah, man, that was a really good one. Like I said, man, that was competition at its highest level, and those guys just moved everybody out the way. Like that was it. Like you knew they were gonna win the gold, and then they got Croatia again, and Tony tried to show a little heart on his way, ended up into the NBA, and they moved them out the way still by like plus 20. What's funny is I didn't realize that Tony Kukoc had got drafted in 1990. As much as I remember as a kid, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
and then he stayed over there for a couple of years before he came over. But yeah, man. Like I said, I didn't see episode 6. I'm gonna go back and I'll watch, and then maybe I'll tap in the next episode. But you saw it, and you said for the most part, what'd you get from it?
Well, it's something that has been talked about for a while, and it's Jordan's political views. The whole Republicans buy sneakers, and he was.
I
talking
saw
about,
that part. That was episode 6.
I think it was you got halfway into it, didn't you?
I did see part of that. Yes. Okay. So go ahead. Continue. So
Yeah.
I'm right there with
It
you.
might have been on 5.
Yeah, with Gant, the Democrat. Yes,
yeah,
and all that. Yeah.
It might have been on 5.
Yeah, it's all blended together.
Yeah.
But sorry, we got off on a tangent. Go ahead. Continue, bro.
But and he was talking. He was like, I look at Muhammad Ali, and he was born to do what he did. Like me, I just wanted to be an athlete. So hearing that, how do you feel about Jordan not really taking any political stance or doing any activism in his career?
Excellent question. I don't think there's, because it's all opinion, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this is just something that's just directly correlated with one thing. Because when he did explain that, he was like, yeah, I was just honing in on my craft. I solely was just focused on being a basketball player and being the best player that I can be.
Yep.
Now, Jordan going into his career, he probably didn't anticipate this type of stardom. And if, as you notice, with a lot of these guys and people that are famous, that, you become a prisoner of your own success. I've seen some stuff where he's had to arrange grocery shopping trips when nobody's around, and as soon as did you watch how he would leave the elevator and it's quiet, and then it's just a mob of people right there, like bam. He's like, dog, this is the only quiet time I get the whole time.
Ooh, I can imagine.
So you got that on your plate, and then to that point, you want to start delving into the political arena, and at that time, like it's still very current in this time, a lot of turmoil. The guy that he was the Republican had all of his racial and systemic laws and different things that he had in place, and it was in North Carolina.
He was wild as hell.
He
too.
was,
he was wild with it too.
Yeah, he was super
definitely
blatant.
wild with
He said something about Mudville, and I don't know what that pertains to, but I took that as immediately offensive. I was like, that seemed like some super subliminal stuff because he had just won the campaign. So, to see and understand some of those things and then hear him say that, I can't necessarily knock him for not wanting to get into the fray. But then I will also say this to your Muhammad Ali's and, these different guys that have, your Colin Kaepernicks and Tommy Lee Smiths, and laying it all on the line for the sake of betterment of society and humanity. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yeah.
So there was an opportunity, Michael, that, it presented itself, and it wasn't like it's just he's going against an incumbent that's on a progressive, or even just he could have probably been racist and been quiet about his racism. He was overtly racist about it, and that could have really set a tone in North Carolina and maybe been some rallying cry. Now, mind you, I'm speaking from somebody I really don't know about, from what they telling me. If it really could have really put him over the hump and you missed out on that opportunity, then yeah, man, there's you're gonna deal with consequences with that, man, ultimately. And it's unfortunate because sometimes you get in situations like that where it's not a win-win. Because some guys just aren't political. Yeah. I wasn't somebody, as I've gotten older now and all this fucking chaos we living in right now, I wasn't overtly political. We have a lot of political conversations off camera and different things. You're a younger guy. And when I was 25, 26, I wasn't thinking about politics like that. I was like, oh, that's some shit I'll get into in my 40s. And now, because of what's going on, you have it's best for you to be aware of, regardless of what you believe, be aware of what's the things that are happening around you. So with those kind of situations in place, man, yeah, it's hard, man. I don't know. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, when I watched it, I'm like, because everybody, he should have said something, didn't it? When he said, I just wanted to be an athlete. It's like, okay. I understood, because when it comes to that, political activist leader, you want them to be all in. You kind of don't want ain't no such thing as halfway crooks, motherfucker. You want them to be
balls
all
to the wall.
Yep.
100. That's it.
And if he wasn't gonna do it, it was best.
Don't even play with it. And to his point, he said he did give a financial contribution. Yeah. And if you choose to do it behind the scenes, that's your prerogative. Because a lot of times we can ridicule people on the other side of making sure that they let it be known that they made a donation, and it's like, oh, how self-righteous of them to have to, that kind of stuff. So once again, it's you're not going to make everybody happy on that,
but it does make you appreciate LeBron saying stuff.
Absolutely, and that's an incredible point. And I didn't even you forget about LeBron, but he's truly an activist in his own right, and what he's done in the community and what he's built up in Akron and all over with his school. Yeah, shout out to LeBron. I mean, LeBron's always been my guy, but your other stuff outside of NBA, man, is what truly makes him exceptional, man, because he's getting it done, man. He's all over the place. So yeah, to your point, man, it's a slippery slope, man. I feel like, I guess if it was me and I was in that position, yeah, I'm gonna have to take my stance, because I know the implications of leaving him in office will have on my people and other people in general. So that would have been ultimately my choice, but like you said,
you can't fault him.
You can't, like you said, man. And he was like, man, I think what makes it worse for him too is the tongue-in-cheek statement, as he put it, of Republicans.
Yeah, I think he was talking to Horace Grant.
Yeah, they on the bus or something, I guess.
Yeah, but if that's like, if I say something to you and somebody else hear it, it's going to be taken wrong.
And they're going to run with it because you're Michael Jordan.
Of course.
So, yeah, that was that's something I really wasn't truly aware of. This is the whole element of not having the internet and social media. That have to really be in the national news to hear about him not backing a political candidate. That was something that you had to be in North Carolina to really understand the undertones, or in that region to have any real hearsay about that, right? So, yeah, man, that was a good episode. I didn't really, like I said, see the whole thing, but I think I saw somewhere that the Kobe Bryant part and Jordan's influence on his game, and helping his ascension and calling him his big brother. I asked you a question yesterday. No, you asked me a question. Excuse me, about the whole Durant Larry Bird effect. Yeah. Now, when I was watching Kobe was talking about, as far as this Jordan Kobe Bryant comparison, he said something to the degree of, there is no me without Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He's a key contributor to me getting these 5 rings, and that's where I got my blueprint from, and so on and so forth. So getting back around to the whole point of me saying this, you asked me the question about, did I think Kevin Durant, or who would I think was better, Kevin Durant or Larry Bird? And I told you Larry Bird. Now, for the sake of debate, now it's not really a debate, we both can say that Kobe is better than Durant, correct? Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment, right? Am I unreasonable, everybody? Okay. No, Kobe's better than Durant, right? Yeah. So on the predecessor formula, right? If Kobe says that he knows he's not better than Jordan because of that being the blueprint, and like you already know that Kevin Durant got his blueprint from Larry Bird, does that change your perspective on thinking that Kevin Durant is still better than Larry Bird? Because to me, it just reinforces my argument more.
Well, one of the things, a counter question, do you truly believe that Kobe Bryant thought that Jordan was better than him?
Absolutely.
I don't.
You think he was playing that for the camera?
Yeah.
Well, then shame on him then. If that was the case. But that's, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
For me, cause seeing how competitive those two were.
Yes.
Ain't no way.
But I feel like it's like the master sensei.
It's like I'm giving you
the
props.
sensei and student thing,
But you remember that last time they met? Kobe dropped 55 on his head. It's like, that's showing my appreciation. I'm gonna whoop your ass to show you that I appreciate what you've shown me.
Right.
So, do I truly? I think that Kobe thought he could beat Michael Jordan in one-on-one.
I mean, I feel like, all right, well, let me ask you this then. if he beats him 1-on-1, does that technically mean that he's better? That he got the best of him because how many times are they playing? I mean, then we get into that kind of stuff.
Knowing
right?
them two that
They play forever, right?
Yeah. To the point where nobody's even watching them. It's like, okay, I got things to do. But like, when it comes to, it's like an animal. You know, like if you look at the NFL, people are bigger, faster, stronger.
Right.
So you look at KD and Larry Bird. You got a faster, more athletic guy who's 7 foot tall and got an 8-foot wingspan. Now, I mean, like I said, he probably learned a lot. And don't get me wrong, it ain't just gonna be like, oh, he just gonna murder Larry Bird. Hell no.
No.
But I think the athleticism of KD would still just overwhelm him. He'd probably be like, wait. Because you think about it, what 7-footer was doing that in Larry Bird's era?
Yeah, let me go through my Rolodex. It's gonna be a minute. Hold on, I'm just trying to scroll through. Nobody. Nothing. He was, man. He was a dog.
Oh, yeah.
He was a dog,
hell yeah.
he was
I'm not-
something. Not even on no race shit, but it's some race stuff. You wasn't expecting a cat like that to come out there. A lot of the black dudes are like, man, what's this white dude gonna do,
Yeah.
man? And he
He
going
come
out there and then
ass.
busting your ass. So
Yeah, like I'm
you
not
know?
saying that Larry Bird is no slouch.
Oh, I know.
Hell no. But I just feel like I said, you got this fundamental guy, and then you got the guy that this fundamental guy that look like he can't do anything, but he can. And then you got this guy that look like he should be doing something, and he's doing something totally different than what
Very
you
true.
expect.
Very true. Because he should be playing theoretically closer to the basket, being that tall.
Being that
aside from the weight, but just, right.
He looked like he should be doing some Kareem shit.
Yes, very true. Now, let me ask you this. All right, they played at 11. What's the score? Is it close?
Yeah, I would say
I'll say it'd be like
9 to 11.
I was going to say 9 to 11. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that.
So, okay, so you still going Kevin Durant after
Yeah,
Sauce
I
in
got
it.
still go
Nice.
Kevin. Yeah,
So,
got
I mean,
still
like
go
I said, it's
Kevin.
all interpretation. Honestly, we'll never know.
Nope.
Like I said, it's always fun to discuss that stuff, man. Solid episode from what I've seen. And then back on the Kobe point, it's really surreal talking about Kobe. And, he's not here, man. That still seems very surreal because that's still very new. Like, he died in January, right? January 26th, and then his daughter's birthday was it Friday before the episode he was in? So she would have been 14 this year.
It sounds terrible. You
Man.
never want to hear she would have been 14.
It's crazy.
Like that's way too young, man.
Yep.
That is way
It's,
too young. It sounds awful.
Yeah, man. That's a painful one right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody saw no stuff like that coming. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just, and it's like eerie to watch him talk because you're looking. It's like I expect you to still be here. Like you're just.
I think only out of everybody that's won an MVP, only like. Let's see, who's Wilt? Who else passed away? There's only 3 of them.
Yeah.
So Wilt passed away.
Right. You know what else was really dope about that too? Before we go to these next ones, when he was talking about finally playing Mike for the first time, because he got to the All-Star game pretty early. He was still coming off the bench. I want to say he got to his first All-Star game year 2, and he was averaging, I want to say like 18 a game, balling, playing behind Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel. Eldon Campbell was one of the guys. Cedric Ceballos probably was on the team. Del Harris would have been the coach. And this is before, Shaq and Phil coming to the fold or what have you. But, you sit back and you think about that, and it's just like watching him, and he's like, man, I'm playing Mike for the first time, and he's like, you can hear him like, I got him. And what I thought was cool was he's like, man, this is a guy that I've idolized and never met him, and, nobody's really paying me any attention. I'm just a rookie. I'm an afterthought out here.
Yeah.
And he's like, I wanted to go right at him. I wanted to feel how strong he was. I wanted to feel his intensity, what kind of level he played at.
Yeah.
That aura, I guess, is what he was searching for.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, I just wanted to see Like I had to get it to really understand if
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my game to another level of
How does
ascension.
he do it?
It's like some like Dragon Ball Z shit like that.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I gotta go to Brawley and really see what
Yeah.
time it is. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Brawley's always been my favorite on
yeah, he's
Dragon
one of
Ball
them.
Z.
He's one of them.
He's a guy, you know.
He's
But
one of them. Yeah.
but yeah, I just thought that was really cool, man. And it's just it's sad, man. That,
Yeah, I like when he was asking, like, how do you feel, like, how do you, I forgot what he asked. It was something about, he was like, I look at their legs. I look where their legs are to feel where they at. And he was like, okay. He was like, yeah. I asked him a question. He gave me a detailed answer. He was like, hey, you need anything, call me. And Kobe did that shit and got on Jordan's nerves. He said he used to call him at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, asking him questions.
big bro.
Yep.
But it just, when you're watching this, and what I've noticed too, with a lot of these greats, man, it's a real element of cerebralness when these guys are dealing with each other. Because like when you watch the thing about Rodman and his rebounding, he's like, man, I'd study the guy in his release, and I knew if he shot the ball this way at this angle, the ball was going to go this way angle. And, all these different intricacies of the game, and then you hear Kobe saying, I'm looking at the guy's legs, and things that we don't really think about, that these guys are really getting on some real calculated, like, man, I would study guys' eating habits, or know how they would sleep through the week, because I know that, how does he play during back-to-backs, and just all these different analytics that you didn't realize that guys were really doing behind the scenes. Just imagine those conversations they had about, that was some real game right there. That was truly iron sharpening iron on that one, right?
I like it.
That was dope, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, y'all check that out, man. Hell of a series. We'll just continue to keep dropping some perspective on it, and we'll see what happens with it. We got another situation going on in an invasion, I guess, as they put it.
Yep.
We're dealing with a whole nother problem, in my opinion, while we're dealing with this pandemic and we're dealing with the coronavirus and all these different circumstances and how it's trickling into so many different sectors of life. And now we're starting to see violence and different things that are now starting to come to the fray now, along with people not still getting their checks and still not being able to get on unemployment. And it's a lot of people, going through some real situations now. Here, everybody's wearing masks. It's gotten to the point that you can't go into certain stores without your mask on.
Yep.
We got another epidemic potentially on our hands. Right now, we are dealing with this
Killer Hornet.
this killer hornet known as the murder hornet. It's an Asian giant hornet. I don't know the actual name or whatever.
A big motherfucker.
That motherfucker is big as hell.
You would think you could just swat it away. No, you got to square up with this motherfucker right here.
It can grow from
Blow his shit out.
an inch and a half to 2 inches long. They showed one on TMZ, and it was just like taking down a mouse. And I don't know how that came about. It was kind of weird, but yeah, the mouse was twice the size, and it just had it pinned to the ground. So what I want people to understand with this is like, oh man, this motherfucker talking about hornets. What's the significance of this? This is where it becomes a problem.
Yep.
This is where it becomes concern.
Yep.
The murder hornet, since it's not being indigenous to this area, indigenous meaning not from this area of land, for our honeybee sector of society, the murder hornet potentially will eradicate the whole honeybee species to non-existence,
Which is very fucking bad.
which is incredibly bad.
Yes.
It's potentially worse than what corona can do. And I don't want to sound insensitive when I say that.
Yeah.
But what I want people to understand, the importance of the honeybee to us as human lives is unparalleled. They are involved with a third of our food crop resources that we get from farming and different endeavors in agriculture. So they're involved in blueberries, strawberries, peaches,
Watermelon.
almonds, watermelon,
Coffee.
the beeswax products you use for your beauty products, cotton. Ooh, the cotton one hits a little differently.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, cotton.
No
There's
dairy, no cows.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, okay, so they pollinate clover and alfalfa,
Yeah.
which is what they give to cows. And so if there's no,
Feeding cows is a $10 billion business by itself.
I believe it, to feed them, $10 billion. Wow. So
You need these bees.
if you can't feed the cows, how we gonna get the milk? How we gonna get these dairy products? How we gonna get the beef? You know, if they're not there for sunflower oil that we use for cooking. It's so many other things that we haven't listed, and we've listed easily 20 right there. Some of y'all with y'all beauty products, you guys are gonna be fucked in the game if you can't get your beauty products if these bees are gone.
A lot of honey is a part of a lot of medicines.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, it's in. I want to say honey is in vitamin C, and let's say if something were to happen to all the bees, you probably might see a lot of people getting scurvy.
Wow. No shit.
I don't even know what the
scurvy
fuck-
is.
yeah.
That just sounds, whatever it is, I don't want any of that.
I'm
right?
about to Google this shit.
Yeah, so while he's Googling that, just understand that we need to be mindful of what's going on. And it's like, damn, like adding insult to injury. We already got enough to deal with. We just gonna go ahead and throw a gigantic insect into the fold. So, you know, as I start hearing more about that, man, if I can put y'all up on game, what I know, y'all go ahead and do some research, man. Y'all might want to check that out, man.
Scurvy, a disease caused by a deficiency of vitamin C, characterized by swollen, bleeding gums and the opening of previously healed wounds, which particularly affected poorly nourished sailors into the end of the 18th century.
So you're getting lesions and your skin is splitting open, and if your gums are bleeding, turns into gingivitis. Now your teeth start falling out, stuff starts to rot, and you begin to deteriorate. So yeah, we need to keep these bees. I don't know what the hell is going on with this murder hornet. I don't even like the name because that's not what it is, but they calling it this, and they said it's in Washington right now.
I call it the coronavirus ain't killing enough people quick enough. Sitting in the hornets.
I mean, hey, what do we know, right?
Just some black guy.
Yep. So, yeah, that's going on, and lighten the mood a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit of fun. So I guess out in Utah, there was a 5-year-old or a kid from Utah. I'll get the story later, but some little kid was caught on the highway. He's 5 years old, he was swerving all over the place, and the police pulled him over because he wanted a Lamborghini, and his mom, for whatever reason, couldn't give him a Lamborghini. So little man proceeded to take it upon himself, get in the car, and he got himself on the road with his $3 and went and got himself a Lambo. So
I wonder, like, was it an actual Lamborghini car or a toy of a Lamborghini?
I don't know. Because maybe that's what it was. Maybe he was going to the toy store. But from what I said, but based on his skill set,
he was trying to drive to California, so probably looking for the actual.
That's what I think too. I think based on his skill set, he was going to get a real Lambo. He's going to ride with the doors open. Could you imagine that? Like, what a world, yo. I would almost, like, if I was the Lamborghini, if he happened to get there, however he did it, right? And he pulls into the lot, and he says, I want to buy a Lamborghini for $3, we're going to have some fun with that one. Because
I'm giving him a fucking car.
Because
hey, I'm gonna let him at least sit in it, you know. But hey, man,
could you imagine? Like, he pulls in, and just it's a 5-year-old that gets out of the car, and there's nothing else there, right?
Put that $3 on the table. One Lamborghini, please. What?
Like the little rascal. Hey, like, give us all the wood you can give us.
We need to buy some lumber.
What kind?
Wood. We took up a collection. Give us all the wood you can for this much, please.
Paper or plastic?
Oh man. Even.
But could you imagine doing that? The ass whooping I would have got for doing that.
I asked my mom. I was like, "Yo, what would happen?" Because my mom, we come from the era of the ass whooping. You know, around here, there was no rod being spared on my behind or any other part of my body. You know, can't say that shit now. You get in trouble. But I come from the era of the ass whooping. So shout out to the parents that still whooping some ass when need be, because you know Sometimes you got to tighten them up, man. You'll end up better for it. You'll live. We did. So, yeah, man, even amongst the chaos, I mean, I'm glad that nobody got hurt. Unreal story, but it's funny as heck. And, you can't make this shit up sometimes in life, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, on to some other things, man. Like I said, no sports, but NFL still making some moves. Guys are still moving around and what have you. Just a couple quick recaps. Andy Dalton to the Cowboys for $7 million. Dak still isn't signed. What's your thoughts about it?
It's weird. I mean, I get they wanted to make him the highest paid. How much was going to be guaranteed? I think that's the whole problem with it. And I'm not going to dwell on this too much because I hate the Cowboys, so I like that they're going through this.
Yeah, I forgot.
I think that's what it is. You're like, I want my guaranteed money. And everybody's like, to get your money from Jerry, you got to put your arm around him. You got to be buddy-buddy. Right. You got to, he probably likes, he's the son of me. No, fuck that. Dak got his own damn daddy. Motherfucker, give him my money. Right. All right? You ain't got to kiss his... I applaud that. You ain't got to kiss that man ass to get your money. He should pay you. First of all, I've never seen a guy win a playoff game, win the division twice, and have trouble getting his money. What the fuck they do that at?
The Cowboys are known to pay their guys.
Yeah.
They're always sometimes premature to pay guys.
Yeah.
Zeke showed his ass and still got paid very well.
Look at Amari's the year before. He played fucking god awful on the road. Got his money. $20 million a year. Weird.
Yeah.
But fuck the Cowboys.
Now, do you like Andy Dalton? You think he'd be a decent quarterback in Dallas?
Yeah. I mean, it's Andy.
Yeah.
Andy.
You were bringing up the whole Andy Dalton, Matt Stafford thing. We'll get into that another day, but that was an interesting one to think about.
Definitely.
Maybe, we'll have y'all chime in. Who's had a better career, Andy Dalton or Matt Stafford? I couldn't really come up with an answer either. So if you got an opinion on it, please chime in. On the other news, Frank Gore signs with the Jets. The ageless wonder.
Yeah.
He's about my age, 37. 38, somewhere around there.
Top 3 in rushing.
Yeah, didn't he just beat Berries?
Yeah.
He ran past, so he's number 2 now, right?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah, I really, it's like, he passed him like, it's like, I was hating on the low, like, you ain't Berry though, motherfucker.
He's went to the Pro Bowl a couple of times, right? I would have assumed with the 49ers at some point. Because he's going to be in a weird place because stat line wise, so if you're one of the top rushers, that probably should constitute you maybe.
Him and Le'Veon. That's going to be, I guess.
But I'm saying based on his career, is it Hall of Fame worthy? Because I don't know. I know Frank Gore. Frank Gore's a dog, but as far as like, you don't really hear too much about him. He was never like, he was a household name, but guys weren't talking about Frank.
Yeah, it's kind of like Eli. I mean, he won 2 championships. He beat Tom Brady twice, but is he a Hall of Famer? You want to say, well, if you look, he beat Tom Brady, but it's like, but no, he also led the league in interceptions 3 times.
He had a dog-ass defense, too, when they beat the Patriots, too.
There you go. So it's like, he's one of those people that might be just on the cusp, like Eli.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how that turns out.
It's like, okay, but if he doesn't, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of the conundrum that whole situation is in, man. But shout out to Frank Gore, man. You've been playing a long time. He had a horrific knee injury back in Miami. He's played for a long time. I mean, it's incredible to me that he's been able to maintain and be so durable for such a long time, man, because you take so much punishment at the running back position, man. And then more news. Lions make the smart move. Interesting move, and not picking up the 5th year of Gerard Davis. Doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, you were, by base, is it PFF or whatever that the rating is? You were
one of the worst.
You were the worst, I guess, linebacker in the league. And man, that whole situation with him has really took a turn for the worse. I'm not surprised of a decline, but I didn't see it to that point because he was playing so well and he was looking solid under Caldwell, and then I don't know what. Well, we know what happened. Matt Patricia happened, but that's some other shit. But yeah, man, he's that's incredibly disappointing because I mean, he's got phenomenal character. Seems like a nice guy, but I remember that draft as well. I wanted T.J. Ward, and see how well that's turned out.
Yep.
He went to Pittsburgh. That's why I fuck with Pittsburgh. Made the right decision, and he's arguably one of the best defensive players in the game right now. So, so Gerard will be out of town.
Yep.
And sadly, to round out the football news, the untimely and unfortunate death of Don Shula. Now, for most people that's around your age and older, we all know who Don Shula is. But for the individuals who are not aware of who Don Shula is, one of the greatest Perfect season. One of the greatest coaches in NFL history. The only coach to go undefeated with the 72 Dolphins. Yep. They played less games, but that's irrelevant. They still went undefeated. Bob Greasy, Brian Greasy's dad, played there. Brian Greasy played at Michigan. Shameless plug. Larry Zonka, hell of a running back at the time. And yeah, it's died at 90 years old. So, man, it's, God bless him. He looked like he was always a pretty cool dude. I remember watching him a lot as a kid, and he was in Miami for a real long time there with Dan Marino, and some of the stuff that I remember. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate. God bless you, and guess we'll see him on the other side.
Yep.
And
rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace. And on to some more, little bit of fun, right? So we got a situation out here. That's why I love the internet. You know what's so enjoyable? As a guy that's not really on the internet, other than like YouTube, I don't got no social, I don't got no Facebook, I don't got no Instagram. Unless it's all, I need to get on that, but unless it's affiliated with the consignment shit. I always get these little nuggets throughout life, man, and we got an absolute gem right here. YFN Lucci took a selfie. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yes. Without
his grill on. Now, as a guy with the grill, you see it. Shout out to TV Johnny too, by the way, 713. I got a white gold and I got a yellow gold grill. I guess his brother proceeds to take his grill.
Well, he went to he had the permanent, so you got to go to the dentist, and they got to take that motherfucker off. So he went there, and then when he left the dentist, he took the picture of the way his teeth look. And people just been making jokes. Oh, shit. They said his teeth look like McDonald's onions.
Because them bad boys are diced, dog. And I seen that picture. Now, what was the other one? Was that SpongeBob?
Oh, yeah, the Alaskan bullworm.
Yo, because I had a whole thought about this, and I was going to go into like a little tirade about it. So I hope he had decent teeth, and then they grinded them down for you to get the permanent. Because I know they do that to your teeth. They got to modify it and put it on. Like mine can come in and out, you know what I mean? Because I got shit to do. I can't be always wearing this as much as I'd like to. For him to permanently do that, though, what the fuck?
Well, man? A lot of them do that.
Well, I mean, a lot of them do it, though, but it's just...
And then, when they get done, they get the, the veneers in.
Yeah.
He had veneers in. They took the veneers out. He got the permanent grill. You're probably about to get the veneers put back in, which, I mean, who's going to keep their teeth like that?
Yeah, but you get rid of your real teeth, your good teeth, to put in back some fake teeth. I don't know. I ain't knocking none of it. But yeah, the internet is no one's friend. Nope. And boy, they've been going to town on them pictures. Jesus Christ. So, I mean, no disrespect to YFN Lucci. I fuck with you. I like that he's getting to the bag. I love seeing all the youngins anybody making money. I'm all for it. I think it's dope. But yeah, Jesus Christ. Holy shit, look at them teeth. Woo. 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 Boy, it's a tough time right there. Before we get up out of here, man, we got a couple more things we're going to chime in on, and then we're going to call it one more.
Yes.
I'm going to take this opportunity right here to acknowledge my Aunt Janine Scott.
Tell him what she did.
Tell him what time it is. I'm going to tell y'all this is some real dope shit right here.
Yes, sir.
My Aunt Janine was voted Teacher of the Year in Detroit Public Schools in the District 10. So I want y'all to understand this.
There's my sweetie. Hi, Sam. What's happening? My child, I'm glad to see you. Virtual hugs.
Sam has something that he wanted to tell you, though.
I just wanted to say that you've been named.
Speak up, Sam.
He speaks.
I wanted to know that, or I wanted to let you know that you've been named the 2020-2021 Region 10 Teacher of the Year.
Where did she go?
Congratulations.
Ryan.
Oh, really?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. That is great news.
Tissue.
Oh, look at her tongue.
I'm about to say, go grab the
Puppy's
dog.
proud of you.
You went so you can get some tissue.
Oh, wonderful.
Nephew. I'm like, where's your nephew?
Wait, who is that?
Nephew. Nephew.
Oh my gosh. Are you guys freaking kidding me? Oh, wow.
Probably big. It's arguably the biggest school
The
district in Michigan,
And the only black teacher.
the only black teacher out of all of them. That's which is phenomenal in itself.
Yeah.
But charter, public, and private. My Aunt Janine, who I'm so proud of, I can't even put into words how happy I am for her, was voted the 2020 Teacher of the Year, Detroit Public Schools, man. That's such an awesome thing because now you're in the history books. You've cemented yourself, and like people will remember. That's something to be remembered by. And you're doing something noble. You're trying to help cultivate the community, especially in Detroit, man, and really trying to get that stuff turned around because they got a lot of circumstances out there on top of not having the proper funding and all these other things going against a lot of those kids. She's over there in math and she's doing she's at the aerospace school. I didn't even, which I think is just awesome. I didn't even know we did aerospace. So
I didn't.
yeah, man, to be dealing with some of those circumstances and not getting the proper funding, and some of the schools are being dilapidated, and for those kids to come out of there and they still end up going to major universities and still being productive in society. Kudos to them, and kudos to my aunt and all the other teachers there as well. But for this moment right now, congratulations, Aunt Janine. I'm so proud of you. And now you're in the running. You're one of the finalists for Teacher of the whole state of Michigan. So I'm going to be rooting you on. We got some other footage in here. And let's go ahead and bring it all the way home, baby.
Yeah.
Love you.
But we got one more thing.
Yes.
One more thing. This is a very, very serious moment. With the Last Dance going on and how we've seen people, Michael Jordan this, Michael Jordan that, the shoes, the walk, this and that. We found something that a lot of people don't talk about when they say they want to be like Mike.
Right.
There are other things that Mike has done that doesn't get a lot of recognition. Well, it does, but it stop.
Sorry.
It's a serious moment.
Sorry, man.
Serious
sorry.
moment.
Yeah.
This is I found this on the internet. This is our tribute to Michael Jordan. Please play the clip. And so
everybody want to be Mike, but you want to be this Mike? Play the clip, dog.
Sometimes I dream I have huge jeans. I love when they look 5 sizes too big on me.
There's so much room.
So much room.
You might assume, like Mike, I want to dress like Mike. Like Mike, I want to dress like Mike. Oh, if I could dress like Mike, I cannot lie. People ask me why.
So many rips and tears, they really came that way. I dream of pleats
and cloth dragging past my feet. Like Mike, I want to dress like Mike. I want to dress like Mike. Like Mike, I want to dress like Mike. I want to dress like Mike. Like Mike, I want to dress like Mike.
Michael Jordan,
thank you.
You and your jeans, we thank you. We could probably both fit in those jeans as well. Why do you have them? But speaking of that, so I just saw. I was listening to the Breakfast Club this morning. They had his 3 kids on there, and they were like, Charlamagne asked them like, "Yeah, y'all ever told your dad not to wear the big ass jeans?" And they were like, "Yeah." His daughter was like, "I tried to hide a couple pair." And so it was like, you know, them custom made, right? It was like custom made to get that fucking big. And there's another
oh my God.
It's like, you know how they had the voiceover of what person actually said. So he was like, I go to the tailor and I see he has these pair of big ass jeans in there. I look at him, make them wider. I hate that motherfucker's jeans.
You know what my favorite part of the song is, man, when he's like, something about the pleats and cloth hanging past my feet.
Them the biggest goddamn.
They got the rips in them. Yo, he was, my God, man, with the vest. Oh, man, shout out to Mike, man.
Oh, yeah, shout out to
man,
Mike.
You
Jeans.
truly were an innovator in every aspect of the word.
Well, I mean, it kind of was a thing, but the fact that you're still doing it,
that's why it's still innovative, because he's the only one still doing it.
And that shows, you know, his age. Because it's like, you gotta.
He said, I tried to get rid of some. I tried to hide him.
How the fuck you gonna hide the big ass jeans?
Could you imagine that conversation? Hey, baby, you see my jeans? Nah, daddy, I ain't seen them.
You seen them big ass jeans?
You know, the ones with the rips in them and the acid wash.
I know. You know the ones. My leg is here. What the fuck?
Oh man, and on that note, man. Yes. Yo, we talked for a long time. I know it's a little long-winded, man. A lot of shit to talk about. Hey, man, but we appreciate y'all tuning in.
Also, shout out to our editor.
Yes. Oh, shout out to my man B.
Yes.
Yo, hey.
B, I haven't met you, but I appreciate you.
He got
You're my brother, man.
He got the intro going. This is all I wanted, man. I wanted the production. You're gonna see the growth. You're gonna see the ascension, man. We're gonna have this shit right. We're gonna get better with it, and it's gonna get better every single time we do it. And that's how you got to do life in general. Is you always got to progress. You always got to keep trying and keep moving forward, and you hone in on your craft and you get better, and you're going to watch us do the exact same thing, man. You see the potential right here. So we appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Share, tell a friend and tell a friend.
And we'll holler at y'all later, man. Y'all be safe.
Yes, sir.